What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite bicep exercises to give you bigger, thicker biceps. Alright, so like I said, in this video I'm going to take you through 3 of my favorite exercises for the biceps, but it's not just any kind of exercises that I'm picking at random. I specifically like these because I usually like targeting, so with your bicep, it's called bicep because there's 2 heads to it. I've talked about this before. You have your short head and your long head. The long head's on the outside of it, the short head's on the inside of it. And I personally like targeting my short head, which is the inner head, a little bit more, just because it gives you more of a bigger bicep appearance, in my opinion. Because if you look at yourself from the front, what you do is you pretty much notice how big your short head is because of the thickness that it makes your bicep look like it has. So these exercises are going to be emphasizing the short head rather than the long head. Granted, they will hit they're going to hit both heads either way, but it's going to be primarily hitting the short head, and that's just due to typically your elbows being out in front of your body. That's just going to help you feel it more on this little bumpy part right there. So this first exercise is going to be a little more basic, but basic is never bad. With these, it's just going to be dumbbell preacher curls, and with these I like to do it with dumbbells just because when you do it with barbells, a lot of times you end up overpowering with one bicep over the other, and one bicep ends up being bigger. You end up having one bigger arm than the other. The same goes with any barbells, really. But with dumbbells, you're forced to focus on each evenly because you had a dumbbell in each hand. So with this, what you want to really focus on is bringing it up to, so starting up at the top, and then what I like to do at the top is actually take my elbows and act like I am driving them into the pad. A lot of times people think that you're supposed to really dig your armpits into the pad. It's not true, or at least what helps me feel it better is when I go elbows dug into it, and then when I drop this down, one thing I like to do is straighten out or go neutral with my palms, so my palms end up facing each other, and then I curl up, driving my elbow into the pad, and then when I get up here, I supinate my hands, which means I turn my palms facing upward, I squeeze, still driving my elbows into the pad, bring it back down into almost a hammer curl, get all the full extension of it. You want to get the full range of motion here, squeezing up, driving your elbows in, supinating your wrists back down, just like that, driving your elbows into the pad. All right, the second exercise, as you can see, I am hovering over this incline bench right here, and that's because it's going to be an incline bench dumbbell curl. And I really like these, and your chest is basically just going to be supported by this bench. That's the incline bench portion of it. And I really like these because it basically forces your elbows to be in front of your body just due to gravity. And so right here, what you really want to focus on is keeping your elbow in this spot right here the whole time. What you don't want to do is end up curling this weight up and your elbow coming backwards, or curling this weight up and your elbow coming forward. That's going to end up working a different muscle group. So when you're here, get into a strong position and then keep that elbow locked into that spot. Maybe even just look at your elbow. You can do these one arm at a time, looking at the elbow, making sure you're not letting it sway forward, sway backward. But the cool thing is that you don't really have to focus on your elbow being in front of your body, which is the whole point of, which is the whole focus of emphasizing the short head. So from here, I like to do the same thing. Start with my hands, turning my wrists up and towards my body, just like this. Squeezing up, and then also controlling down. What you don't want to do is end up throwing this weight up and then dropping it down. Curling it up and dropping it down. You want to curl up. Sometimes I even like to slow it down to where you go down twice as slow. The eccentric is twice as slow as the concentric, just like that. And the third and final bicep exercise that I really like to do when smashing the short head is, I'm not really even sure what the name of these are. I just call them knee supported cable curls. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have some kind of straight bar. You can use an easy bar if you want. You can even use a rope if you wanted. But what you're gonna do is put it at the bottom of the pulley, and then you're gonna squat down, and you want to be in a pretty comfortable position right here. That way you're not like bent over at the top or anything like that. And what you'll also notice is that my elbows are gonna be directly on my knees. That way they are supported by my knees and I can focus on just curling this. So I'm gonna grab this weight, squat down, and then from here, again, same thing. I'm basically gonna be keeping my elbows in front of my body the whole time. That's going to allow me to focus more on the short head of my bicep. From here, you're going to focus on squeezing that weight back. You wanna get that peak contraction as best as you can. Return the weight back slowly and controlled. And then here, what you don't want to do is completely straighten your arm out, because as soon as your arm is parallel to this cable, I'm resting now. My bicep is not under tension. So something I like to do is curl this weight up, squeeze at the top, and then as I go back down, right before I get parallel, I go into the next rep. Right before I get to parallel, go into the next rep. Just like that. That way you have one continuous rep of time under tension, which is how you're going to stimulate more muscle fibers and stimulate more muscle growth. So if you guys are looking for bicep exercises that you can do and you're looking for bigger arms, try these 3 out. You can try 1 or 2 or even all 3 of these out when you're doing your next bicep workout, and do some bicep exercises that you've been doing. But always implementing new exercises is going to shock your muscles in ways that are going to promote new growth, as long as your diet's in check. Also, if you guys are looking for more tips and tricks in the gym or the kitchen, I do have a free body type quiz that tells you the 3 most important things that you need to be doing for your individual body type if you want to see any kind of progress in the mirror and getting in shape. So if you want to check out that body type quiz, you can click the link in the description right below this video. Other than that, if you guys like this video, make sure you are clicking the thumbs up button below. If you have any comments about this, you have any concerns or recommendations for videos in the future, leave them in the comment section. And then last but not least, make sure you are smashing that subscribe button and the little notification bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I post a new video. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.